Good morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m. 9/11. A very historic day today. Tragic day. Many years ago. Pay respects to all the people who died. Very tragic day. Markets. Markets. Markets went up a little bit yesterday. Um, kind of was in a range. They dipped. Kind of got bought back. I had a really nice trade yesterday. One of my favorite setups. I'm going to make a video on that as well. I'm almost done with the previous video as well. Probably releasing that today. So that was a beautiful trade I had yesterday. I shorted the SPY, and that was a beautiful trade, like a 250% winner. I'll make a video of that so you guys can see exactly why I took it. What else is going on? We got CPI today. When? 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. So that will be, the talk of the town to this morning. We'll see what's going to go on. Now it's really odd now where we're at because we know cuts are coming. Now, how much we don't know. But it's a real slippery slope now because you get cuts usually when the Fed or somebody thinks something's broken, right? It's real slippery because usually cuts generally move the market up, but then eventually the market goes down, right? Because you can generally say that, right now also be very important. We'll look at it in a second here. I'm going to pull actually up something I want to show you guys. I'll pull it up in a second just so everybody will see what I'm seeing. We'll look at it in a little bit. Hopefully I can show you guys that in a little bit. All right, so let's get right into this. Not sure who's with me today, but welcome if you're new. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That's my edge. Okay, that's my edge. It's a very sharp edge. Okay, it gives me the opportunity and the data constructed in a certain way that I can come up with game plans every day. Okay, and then of course another analysis when the market opens, right? That I don't know. That's the unknown, right? Because then new plans form from that. All right, so hopefully, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, sit back, let your boy tell you what happened yesterday, what happened yesterday, what's going on this morning, leaders and laggards, economic news, right? Economic calendar, the daily charts, right? Then we go into the main event. I call it the main event, 8:30 a.m. That's the Nasdaq and the ES futures analysis that drives what I want to do in the market. Okay, that's my game plan. Do it every day. I do it live with you guys, right on the spot. I don't prepare beforehand. I do it right on the spot. Okay. So, with that being said, if you want, smash the like button now. If you want, all right. Or you can always follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. And I post a lot of shorts, okay, of my day trades, all right, that you guys don't get to see during the day, and I set them up with the criteria. So check out my YouTube shorts, check out my TikTok, okay, my TikTok's at Gonzo719Trader, and you can see my trades, my returns. You can see why I took them. All right, like I said, I have two coming. A big trade yesterday, a good trade the day before. So hopefully you get something out of that. All right, hopefully you get something out of that. All right, I think we can get into futures. Now remember, we got big data coming out. So usually the market was down a little bit earlier, and I expected it to come back to the mean a little bit for CPI. Okay, and that's kind of what's happened. Kind of bounced from the bottom. Let's look at futures watches now, which will change dramatically. Okay. All right. So crude. Remember, I've been watching crude, right? I've been talking about it bottoming out. Now, it's a slippery slope for crude because if we think a recession is coming, demand will get lower. But we're at key levels of bottoming, okay? So I'm really watching crude. I need to see it prove a little more to me before I want to go long, okay? Now, next we got silver up 1.82. VIX is up 0.73. 30-year bonds being bought. Gold's up 0.20. Russell's down 0.13. Nasdaq's down 0.15. ES down 1.15. The dollar's down 0.17. We'll talk about that in a second, right? And a little later. Now the Dow is down 0.30. 10-year yield is down. That thing was at 3.78 a couple days ago. That is getting down. Now what is happening? People are buying bonds. Okay? Look at staples. People are right now rotating into defensive stuff, recession proof stuff. Okay? Bitcoin's down 2.13. Bitcoin just can't get out of its own way. Ether down 2.3. Let's move on to the Mag 7 Plus. What do we got here? Amazon's up 0.47. Nvidia's up 0.36. Meta's up 0.26. Google's up 0.24. Now we go to the laggards here. GE down 0.29. Broadcom down 0.38. Coinbase having some problems I saw with their site, but it doesn't matter. It's following Bitcoin down 2.1%. Okay, moving on to the top sector stocks. Chevron. Okay, remember what I said about crude. Chevron's close to 52-week lows. Okay, Chevron is close to 52-week lows. So I already own some Chevron. I'm looking to add more. Okay, I just really want it to prove itself to me. So Chevron Exxon, okay. Eli Lilly's up 0.31, Uber's up 0.23, Johnson & Johnson up 0.07. Now go to some laggard here. All right, we got Salesforce down 0.35. Morgan Stanley got downgraded by actually I think Goldman Sachs, which is funny. Down 1.17. United Healthcare is down 1.17. I don't know why that is happening. Oh, you know what? Dividend. Dividend. Is today the dividend? No, today's not the dividend, so that's not it. I have to look at why United Healthcare is down. All right, now large orders hitting the tape. I hear it in my ear. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let's go to the swing trade list. All right, let's see what's going on here. Now that's play, I believe, is Dave and Buster's. All right. Wait a minute. Is that Dave and Buster's? I'm trying to remember now. I can't remember. I don't know. It's losing me here. Yep, Dave and Buster's. Dave and Buster's. Just wanted to make sure and verify. I don't want to say something that was not right. All right, so Dave and Buster's up 13.53%. Viking Therapeutics up 5.31%. Now, what I saw this morning is solar energy stocks are up because of the debate, right? So for solar, up 4.07%. Roku up 3.56%. Enphase Solar up 3.48. Williams Sonoma got an upgrade. That's why they're up. Charter Communications got an upgrade. That's why they're up. All right. Now, let's go to laggards. Donald Trump stock. Maybe people think he didn't do great last night. Down 10.52%. GameStop gonna have an offering coming. They are down 9.85%. Mara's down 3.39% because they had some kind of conference or something yesterday for investors. Whatever it is, they didn't like it. But Bitcoin's also down. MicroStrategy down 3.12%. This is all Bitcoin related. Palantir is finally pulling back a little bit. They're getting added to the S&P 500. Bitcoin ETF obviously going to be down. AMC probably in sympathy with GameStop. Humana. Now see, this is the key. Something in healthcare came out that I don't know yet that is pulling down Humana Healthcare, United Healthcare. So it's about healthcare insurance, most likely. I just don't know the news yet. Okay. AstraZeneca, Hood, those are your laggards. Okay. All right, moving on to sectors, the guts. Actually, how I day trade based on that indicator that shows me off the open who's strong, who's weak. That's the guts. Okay, who's leading the pack today? Utilities. Utilities, is that a high flyer? No. No, why does it not surprise me? Well, Fed's about to cut rates, right? The Fed's about to cut rates. People are going to flock back into high dividend yield stocks like Nextera Energy, Duke Energy. Okay, people like the returns on those dividends, right? Because once Fed starts cutting rates, bond yields should start falling. Okay, and people are going to want to go back into these type of stocks. All right. Also, why I think Chevron. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Chevron, I really like it. It's got a good dividend. It's close to a 52-week low. Crude is at lows. Just putting it out there. Again, this is not financial advice, just something I'm thinking about. Energy's up. Semiconductors up 0.15. This doesn't mean much. CPI is coming out, okay? Who's the laggard? Well, financials. You got Morgan Stanley, okay? This is down. All right, so um, that's about wraps up their sectors. All right, that's about wrapped up the sectors. All right, let's go over to economic. Actually, we're gonna go to the economic calendar. Well, we'll go there real quick. All right, today, of course, CPI. All right, big one to look at. Headline: expecting 2.6, previous 2.9. Like I said, it's really weird of what the market's gonna do. Okay, now let's say this inflation, um, let's say it goes up. Maybe it stays at 2.9 or something. That might mean a bigger cut. I think the market might like this initially. Okay? Initially. Now, core inflation year over year, they are expecting no change. 3.2, previous 3.2. They're expecting no change. If this goes up as well, I think if this goes up, we might be looking at a 50 base rate cut. We'll have to see. All right, PPI tomorrow. Now, today, what do we also have? A 10-year note auction at 1 p.m. 10-year note auction at 1 p.m. All right. Now, as far as news, what I wanted to talk about is very important. Right. Remember that yen carry trade, right? Well, I want to give you some news on that. Okay. The yen is surging. Okay. Asian markets fell Wednesday. Listen to this. As bonds climbed on economic fears ahead of the U.S. inflation data, the yen rose after a Bank of Japan official suggested more interest rate hikes. Now, we already know when they raked hikes just recently that Japan carry trade had to unwind. The yen is starting to move again. So, woof, that's a warning. Okay? That isn't a warning. All right? Um, let's see if there's any other news here. I'm giving you golden nuggets, folks. Golden nuggets today. All right, here we go. GameStop. All right. Stock fell by more than 9% after the video game retailer said it would issue more shares despite posting a slide in second quarter revenue. All right. And then it says the company, which has become known as the focal point of the meme stock craze at the beginning of the decade, said it would use the proceeds from issuing up to 20 million new shares to fund general corporate purposes. All right. Trump media slumped after the debate, so I talked about. All right. Shares in lithium-related stocks jumped on Wednesday after analysts reported that Chinese electric vehicle battery maker Contemporary Amperex Technologies mulling a possible suspension to its massive I don't even know what that is, lepidolite mine in eastern China. All right. Shares in Dave & Buster's surged after the restaurant group posted better than expected second quarter profit and delivered a margin result that was praised by analysts. All right, there you go there. Now let's go to more news. Trump debate. We talked about GameStop. Amazon to invest 10 billion in UK data centers. Now I'm going to fly through this. If I only see something that's really going to hold my attention. Exxon Mobil, let's see what they got. Gerds Energy Research raises target price from Exxon from $4. What the heck's that about? $4? Gotta be a typo. To 134. Okay. All right. That's that news. Now let's get the upgrades, downgrades here. So we got the Charter Communications upgrade, Williams-Sonoma. I talked about that. Downgrades. Novartis initiations. We're going to fly through these. Let's see here. Nothing really. Viking Therapeutics initiated overweight. That's why that's up. Go to price target changes. We go to raises. Let's see here. Nope. Nothing there. Target lower. Dave and Buster's, even though it's up. That's interesting. Ally Bank target lowered. All right. That will do the that will do that for right now. Now, one thing I want to talk to you guys about is boom, right here. Right here. Now, this is the yield curve. This is the 10-year versus the 2-year. Okay. Now, if we go back in history, I'm not predicting anything. So let's get that straight. Okay? Not predicting anything. I just want to point something out, all right? When the yield curve is inverted, see when it comes down here? And every gray is a recession. When it comes and uninverts, we go into recession. Look, invert it, uninverts, recession. Right? Invert it, uninverts, recession. Every time we uninvert, we go into recession. This was a pandemic. Okay? So look right now where we at right now. So let's zoom into that. We are uninverted right now. It's a piece of data. Really hasn't been wrong. I think there's 1 year it didn't do it, and I don't remember the year. Okay? But just stuff I'm looking at, right? You look at TLT right now. It's getting bought up. It's over 100. Right? We're uninverting. I want to just put that out there. Right? Very important to look at that stuff. Right? Now, let's keep going here. I think we can go to daily charts. All right? Let's do daily charts. Because you got that news dropping on us. All right? You got that news dropping on us. Let's go to daily charts. Boom. Put up the SPY. We go right to it. All right. Now, we got data dropping in 40 seconds. 40 seconds, we got data dropping real quickly. We stayed within this candle. All right, that big candle. Now, let's just move over to the 1 hour charts here. I'm going to open up a 1 hour chart of the ES futures. And we will watch that news drop together. How does that look like that? You know, I'm going to switch that chart back over to this chart. We'll go to a 1 hour here. And futures. All right, news dropped. Let's see here. What do we have? Let's look at the news together. We have core inflation year over year, 3.2, came in line. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now, they were expecting 2.6 year over year. They got 2.5. So inflation went down more than expected. Core stayed the same, But inflation year over year went down zero point 0.1 more than expected. Actually, zero point 0.4 from the last reading. Okay? So, what's the market doing with that? Right now, it's pushing down. Because you know why? That might mean it's a quarter point base rate cut now. Inflation's coming down. Now, this is just the way it looks right now, right? This is just the way it looks right now. Now, right now, that's making a supply zone, literally right here. We're looking at a supply zone right here now. So we take out this swing low. We got to go to this swing low here. Okay, 54, 50, 48. So, like I said, I don't know what is going to happen. Big orders hitting the tape. We just got to see. Like I said, we could quickly look at the Fed Fund futures here. Let's see here. We look at the let's look at the Fed funds rate. I usually have that. Give me one sec. I usually had that right there. I just wanted to see what the Fed funds. All right. Well, I'm not gonna waste your time here. I usually had that in my favorites. But right now, let's see here. We're kind of like in the middle of this range you can see in futures, right? And honestly, it's at a very important level, and that's why I use them on my charts. We're going to get to that main event right now in 2 seconds. Okay, I probably skip daily charts. There's nothing really happened on the daily charts. Okay, we're right in the middle of this range, right at the most traded price of the week and of yesterday. It's not a coincidence. Okay, so let's move over to the main event. I'm just going to get right into futures. Usually I do daily charts, and actually let's look at one thing together before anything else. Let's see how these important measures are coming out here. The dollar is flat, 10-year yield is up, VIX up, silver up, crude up. So that's what we're looking at right now. Okay. Now let's go here, and we'll go into the main event. We'll go into the market profile, and I will try to analyze this right now, just because something else can happen right now. Okay. So just as expected, this is why I have these levels on my chart, all right? I mean, people who watch me normally know we always talk about the most traded price of the week. Well, guess what? That moved down. 54.80, the most traded price of the week. This is why I have this on my chart. Okay, 54.80. Look where price is. Right here. So guess what? This means nothing. You're in the middle of value. Okay, let's look at the profile here. Here's value area. Remember, 70% of the trading happens in this area. We're right in the middle of it, the most traded price of the week. What that tells you right now is this market doesn't know what to do with this news. It doesn't know. Well, inflation's a little bit lower, but we know we're getting a cut. Core inflation was the same as expected, looking like a nothing burger. Okay. Now, yesterday, what I talked about was this weak low here. I said this area with the overnight low and this value area low, right? And what happened yesterday in this market, it tested this, bounced up off of it, came up here, and I was like, licking my chops. And then I got short, and then it went through here, and then when it went right here, see that flush? Boom. That was because of this. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Like I said, I'll go over it in detail on a reel, okay, on a short, on TikTok, YouTube. All right, all right. Let's look at this together now. All right, what do we got? We have another weak low. Okay, now markets just really just right on this level. So trust me. Look at the anchor. Look at the month-to-date VWAP for the month. All right, I want to show you. See how it like, yeah, we pushed down on the month. Now look, it's starting to flatten out. See how it's flattened out? That's also the clue we're in balance. See how the week-to-date VWAP right here, flattening out? We're in the middle of the muddle. Everything's pointing to indecision, to balance, to what the hell. This market doesn't know what it wants to do. All right. So what do we have here? There's the value area low from yesterday. Look where the overnight low is. That's a weak low. What do we have here? 100-day moving average on futures right here. So right now, 54.68. You also have a demand zone here that's got blown away. The demand zone's no longer here. That's gone. Okay. So we know we got that. All right. What else do we have? We have basically a weak high. Now look what's waiting here for us. The month-to-date VWAP here, month-to-date anchor VWAP, 55.05, lines up with yesterday's RTH high in the overnight low. So again, we're talking about the overnight session. This is a common theme. Okay. Now check this out. The midpoint of the overnight session is right here. Price is right there. So there's no edge right now, price-wise, where we're at. That's a chop. We're in chop zone. Okay, these are not chop zones right here and right here. So what is this market going to do? All right, most traded price of the month's all the way still back up here, 56.35. But now, remember I told you, we move that most traded price of the week lower. That is bearish. Okay, this is bearish. Remember, we went all the way from here and we're holding these lower prices. That's bearish structure. Does that mean we can't go up today? No. But what does mean? It's bearish structure. Okay? Bearish structure. All right. So we got a weak low. We got a weak high. That's all we got to really worry about today is what's going to happen. Remember, we're inside this big day that we went down. All activity's been inside it. All right? And we've been eating at these single prints. All right? We've been eating at them, but we're not really pushing up like we should. We're not really pushing up like we should. Okay? So, we're in a kind of a balance area here. You can see value area low of the composite is right here. Value area, value area high, value area low. You can see basically that's our playground. That's the extremes. Okay, remember I said weak low here. These are the extreme levels that we could definitely bounce. Right? But CPI came out. So we're balancing, coiling, coiling, and coiling, right? All right. So get into the scenarios here. Let's talk about it. All right. Right now, okay, we'll go over the long. Go over the long. All right. So what did I say here? 54.68 is the value area low from yesterday in the overnight low. It's a confluence low, a weak low. You got the 100-day moving average in the futures also here. What else you got here? Week to date VWAP. Right there. Most traded price of the week right here. Okay. So what do I want to see? What do we do if we come visit this area? What do we do? Do we bounce? Right? Now, if we bounce and go above this most traded price of the week and hold, guess what we're going to attack? That week high. Now, scary part of that is the month to day VWAP there is at 55.05. Okay. Now, but there's a week high there. We could finally go boom and rip to those singles. Right? Poor foundation up here, poor structure. What do we have here? What do we have here? Inverse elephant. Inverse elephant, right? Weak structure. Could today be the day that we do it? I don't know. Okay. Now remember, that is one. Number two, if we lose the week low, remember I said the extreme down here is value area low for the composite profile. So what if we come down, boom, everyone gets scared, could be a bear trap coming into demand, right? Come right into this area. Now if the market is not weak, let's say internals, they're not really that weak, and you come down here and you start making higher low, you can definitely come back to the mean and maybe go to the other side of balance. Okay? That's what I'd be interested in as far as longs. Now, as far as shorts, let's flip it around. Here's our week high. Sellers need to defend. What do you got on your side? Month to date VWAP on your side. Single prints are up here still. They still have been being resistant. That shows me bears are in control. Single prints should not be resistance. Okay? So, now where's price? Right here, right? All right, so we got our week low. 54.68. Write it down. Write it down. Overnight sessions, right? We're flipping it now. Okay? We're flipping it. Now, here's the key. Here's the key. Okay? Price is right at this monster level. Not a surprise. 54.80. Most traded price of the week. Most traded price of yesterday. All right? Now, what do you want to see? Okay? Couple scenarios here. I'll give you the first one. Since we're underneath 54.80, if we do find acceptance under 54.80, and we could even do this, and if we start holding and holding and holding and holding, okay, this week low is in danger. We're going to crush through that. Now we're going to test the other side of this balance. Okay, call it 54.42 to 54.48, and you got demand here. Okay, got demand here. You want to see, obviously, you might get a little bounce, but if we do boom, crush that demand and kind of hold here, we can hit this naked VPOC, which is a untested most traded price of the week, of the day, and then really can come down here to 5400, clean those old single prints, and maybe work our way down to 5380. There's a demand zone there. Okay, now let me give you the next one. All right, what if the market pushes up, holds, comes up to this week high, shows a little boop, could be a bull trap, into single prints, into the month to date VWAP, and gets rejected. Lower high, well, you're going to test here. If you push through there, you're going to test that week low, and then, woo boy, you could do the same thing I just said here. Okay? That's long and short of ES. Now, I don't have a lot of time today. I actually got to take my daughter to the bus, so I only got about 4 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ. Let's look at it real closely, real tight. We got a balance area here. I'm going to get right into scenarios. Let's talk about it. Okay, now, here we go. Week high, right here. Month to date VWAP, right here. Okay, 188.69, right here. You got single prints above it. The NASDAQ has done a good job eating into these single prints. Okay, that is a week high. Okay, week high. Now look at this. I want to point this out. The most trade, I've been talking about this. This is the monster level. 185.44 right here is the most traded price of the rolling year in this year. The market has held this. Look at this. Held it. Held it. Held it. So the Nasdaq is holding this monster level. Remember I said this is the macro bull bear line for the Nasdaq. We're above it. We're above it. Okay? So, bulls, can they break this? Can they break it? What do you got to look at? Here's the level. Okay, most traded price has moved down. That is bearish, but we are above it. Price is above it. You're above yesterday's most traded price as well. Okay, so here's where we're going to look at. I want to see if we can defend this most traded price of yesterday first. We can move up. We can move back down. Do we hold it? Then we can go attack that week high, that month-to-day VWAP, and push and clean out these single prints and hit the old most traded price of the week of 190. What also I'm interested in. If we break here, that's all good. That's all good. We go down to the most traded price of the week. This is the 200-day moving average on futures. This is the demand zone. I'm still bullish. If we do this and this and this, you also can do this. Okay? I am nervous if we get below this low and this monster level. Okay? Now, bear side. Bear side. Same thing. Week high, sellers got to defend with month-to-date VWAP. If we come up here, try to come through these singles and get rejected, lower high, you're going to test this most traded price. You take that out, you got to go through this demand. This is probably not going to be easy in the most traded price of the week. If you take this demand out and then push back and then start holding under here, you really got this big level. Now, again, if you take this level out and hold, that is horrible. This can really go. Don't know if that happens. Okay? That is it for me, folks. I got to take my daughter to the bus. All right? Hope everybody enjoyed that analysis and you got something out of it. All right? Please give me a big thumbs up or a like. And of course, if you're new, please. I'm trying to build this channel up, all right? I'm trying to build the channel up. I'm trying to give everybody golden nuggets. Subscribe and set an alert for me, all right? Subscribe and set an alert. All right? Remember, I have 2 trading videos coming out. Hopefully you watch them. Everybody have a great day trading. Stay patient. We got our plan, all right? I'll see everybody tomorrow.